Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of The Highlighter. I'm Jackson.
I am Agent Tafuga, aka Big Goose.
I'm Daniel Gardner.
And today we have a delightful guest.
Justin Mcgary.
All right, Justin, please tell us about your background. Like, tell us the story of how'd you start playing volleyball, the reason why you came here to MOBAP, and what you're looking forward to this year.
Well, my background, I'm from Southside Chicago, Illinois, a suburb called Crete. It's about a little bit out of the city, I would say, but I can go there anytime I like. I got into volleyball because my sister, we're 4 years apart, so she's probably like 11, I'm 7. She was in this summer league in Lansing, Illinois, and it was, what was it called? I think it was just like the Lansing Sports Complex League. But either way, she was in this league. She wanted to get better, so she would force me, her little brother, since we had like a tight relationship, I would say. She would force me to go and play with her, and we'd be in our living room. She had a volleyball. I tossed her, passed her, then she started making me like learn how to do stuff so it's easier for her to get better. So that's where I learned how to pass, set, like get better at my touches and all. Mainly, I'm just swinging my arms. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's really how I got into volleyball. Then after I was old enough, around like 3rd grade, 4th grade, to join the Lansing League, and I was in there with my cousins. I have a cousin named Sarah and a cousin named Leah. We're all like really close since we're around the same age. And we all joined the Lansing Sports Complex League, probably the best few years of my life. Because I started off so young with my sister, like teaching me how to play, I feel like that like put me at sort of a higher level. I don't want to sound cocky, but put me at sort of like a higher level compared to everybody else. And also as a male in volleyball, my athleticism was starting to kick in as I grew up, as I started to go through puberty a little bit later on in life. And I feel like my touches, like it was a bit easier. You know, we all started off with underhand serves. They just serve the ball to the sky, hit it as hard as they can. We just pass it to whoever's in the front row, they put it over. You know, a little like amateur volleyball type stuff. Not really, pass, set, swing, all that. We were too young for that. But, you know, we had practices every weekend, literally like 2 days a week, games, 2 days a week. This is all during the summertime, extremely fun. That's where I really learned how to get better. That's really, I really wanted to start playing volleyball seriously. I thought my ego was so high at the time. Mm-hmm. I just thought that I was like, dang, I can go to the Olympics for this. Like, this shouldn't be light for me type. Because I didn't really know, like what was really about volleyball. And then my cousins, Sarah and Leah, they started playing club volleyball towards like our last few years in Lansing before we got too old. They, like their skill level went from here to here. So like say we're all around like this level, they went from here to here, and I'm still around right here. You know, they're playing at such a higher level than me. My mom wants to get me into club, but also I feel like as an introverted player, like just being introverted in general, I was a little nervous to go in. I didn't really want to do club. I told my mom no for about a year or two. Then like my freshman year, going into freshman year of high school, that's when I started club because my mom, she made me. She knew I wanted to get better as a player, and so she made me play club. It was my first year. I started at a club called Ultimate Volleyball Club. We were in Mokina at the time. I went to tryouts. I was nowhere near the best player there. That's where my ego went from here all the way back down. I realized where my skill level
moment for you, ain't it?
Yeah, it was. That's where I really humbleness just smacked me dead across my face. So I went to tryouts. I'm playing there. I didn't know what any of the positions were. They said, "Oh, what position are you trying out for?" And I heard somebody say libero, like while we were there, while I was warming up. So I said, libero. So
How tall were you during this time?
I was, freshman year of high school? I was around 5'3", 5'2" or 5'3".
That's a valid height for a libero.
Yeah.
Cause like when you say they put me as libero, I was like, at 6'1", 6'2".
No. I didn't really hit my growth spurt till junior year, so but I started because of puberty. I started becoming really athletic. My calf bellies, that's what you use to jump higher. they're extremely long and skinny, so like the twitch muscle just explodes. That's how I get off the ground easier. But I didn't know that. All I knew was libero, pass, defense. And pass wasn't even going to the setter. I just got it up in the air. That's the best I could do. I'm sitting there overstimulated in the games, don't know what's going on. But that's when like my drive really started to kick in. Like I really wanted to get better. So my freshman year of high school, I would do my homework in class just so in my study halls I could really lock in and focus on volleyball. I started watching, instead of just watching highlights, just swings and blocks and digs, I actually started watching like full games. Of course, they got a little bit boring after a little while, but I really started studying, started writing.
What
stuff
game
down.
were you watching that like made you really want to like go all out and like be the best?
I would start watching Olympic games, and so like it would be like USA versus Japan. Like those games are insane. Like Japan, an undersized team, but like their high IQ level and the way they just play is so smart. They are able to get around the blockers who are 6'7" with a.
Who's like your favorite Japan volleyball athlete?
At the time, it was Nishida, because he was like more in his prime then.
Mm-hmm.
The short player on the court who jumped above everybody, no matter what. And then I also started watching this volleyball anime called Haiku, and the main character, he was a shorter player named Hinata. He was way shorter than everybody else, but his like athletic ability just helped him to explode. He just flew in the air. He was able to see over all the blockers and just be able to slam the ball straight down. His athleticism carried him all the way through, like his beginning stages of volleyball. And at club, once my coach really realized like how athletic I actually was, he started switching me to outside. Cause I didn't even think about the position. Like Nishida, he's a right side hitter. He was my favorite player, but I didn't think about that. I still think about straight defense, Eric Shoji, all that type of stuff. But my coach, he switched me to outside, so I started swinging more. And I only knew how to just go up, see where the ball was, swing it. I might go a little early, might go a little late.
No technique at all.
Exactly.
Just go up,
jump
see the
and
ball,
swing as hard as I can.
Just like the anime show that you mentioned, Haiku.
Yeah.
Were you also thinking that you were Hinata, where you go up and your eyes are just closed and you're just swinging?
Every time I swung, boom, my eyes were just closed. I couldn't see the block. I didn't know what was going on. I just swung and it worked. It
worked. Hey, a point is a point. Exactly. Score is a score.
I'm swinging straight to the middle of the court where the blockers usually are. But like we were and I was at a really low level in club, so the blockers, they just weren't there. So I could just swing, boom, go straight through them, and I thought I was the best. I'm thinking I'm insane, and that's where I started to play outside. So and that's where I really like learned my love of the sport. As a male player, I really like just like, boom, this play happens, boom, this play happens. So being an outsider,
it's just a highlight.
Yes, bro. I just love highlights.
Just the highlights.
That's all I wanted to do, and so I feel like I started watching. YouTuber, his name, Coach Donnie on YouTube. He's
Is he from Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Is he the short Filipino one?
I think so, yeah.
The one who teaches like the services.
Bro, he taught me my basics completely. He taught me how to dive. He taught me how to pass, how to block, how to swing, all that. I learned everything. I would sit there in class in my study hall and watch him for hours, just nonstop. And that's when like my first grind for volleyball really was. I love the sport. I wanted to get better, but that's when I really first started.
So this is like the time where you actually took it serious.
Yeah, that's when I started taking it serious, my freshman year. Then my school team started, and I'm thinking, I'm not in grade school anymore, because like in grade school I had like sort of the basic skills. I was considered like one of the better players in the league, and I'm thinking, now high school is gonna be much more organized, Like there's hundreds of different people at the school. There has to at least be 12 people who like volleyball. Turns out there barely was. So my school, we had a coach. His name was Coach Dave. He was only there my freshman year.
Shout out to Coach Dave.
Facts. Shout out to Coach Dave. He saw my shirt. I wore my Ultimate shirt. One of my practice shirts. It said Ultimate Volleyball Club. So he's like, "Oh, you play club?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I just started over the summer." So then we didn't have a setter at the time because we barely had enough players for a team in general. So he put me a setter. And
Wow.
yeah,
Started off as libero. Your coach put you as outside, and then put you right back on the setter.
Exactly, bro. As I'm just switching positions left and back, like left and forth. I couldn't even fully practice one position for a full year. And
Hey,
so
but at least you get experiences though.
exactly,
'Cause, like,
it helped me.
when you're playing libero, your main focus is like just getting the ball,
Yes.
defense, just helping the defense transfer straight into offense, like as quick as possible. And then you transitioning from a libero to an outside, that helped you pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the outside, when your opponent, when the opposing side is serving, you gotta pass the ball,
Yeah,
or
you
else
do.
you're gonna get subbed out.
Yeah.
So that's a good transition there from libero to outside, helping you with the pass and then hitting. And then now going to a new position, setter, which
Yeah.
is very difficult. Setter may look easy, but when you do it, it's not easy at all because like
Exactly.
you gotta figure out where the pass is gonna go, and then if it's off, you gotta figure out who you're gonna set it to. So it's a random right there.
Yeah, like that first year I said it really helped me figure out like I need a better volleyball IQ. I might know how to do the basic skills, and I might know how to like start playing a little more creative, but I really need to figure out how am I gonna read the blockers, who am I gonna set. If the pass is off the net, if I push it to the right side, even though he's not our strongest hitter, it might get the blockers off. You know, that really got my IQ like start to working in volleyball. I started learning about hitting deep corners on like if our offense wasn't strong enough, and I just need to tip the ball over. I know how to put it in the campfire, zone 3, or deep corner, zone 1, deep corner, zone 5, all that. So I started setting, and it also got my touch better for using my hands too. It got my hands stronger, a lot stronger, because we made us use weighted balls. We warm up like 500 sets against the ball, weighted, one hand 200, other hand 200, all that. So we got my fingers stronger, especially because I wanted to play outside. So whenever somebody float serves, if I need to take it with my hands, if I need to take the pass with my hands instead of my platform, boom, I could put it straight up instead of just falling through my hands. So that really helped me a lot. I feel like God, even though I didn't want to go play setter, even though I didn't want to play lib, even though, and later on, I had to play middle. I didn't want to play middle.
You played middle.
Yes.
That is really shocking. So you went from libero, outside, setter, middle.
Yes, I played
I can
every
see
position on the
libero
court.
to outside, and then outside to setter, and then setter back to outside. But going as a middle where you don't pass at all,
Exactly.
like you're not passing at all. You're just straight hitting.
Yes, it's literally just hitting and blocking. That's all you do. Those are all your jobs. But I feel like God, He just brought me through all these positions to really help me like become more of a formed player overall, instead of just being strong in hitting and strong in passing. Now I'm strong in blocking. Well, I can for sure be stronger, especially like playing with you guys on varsity. I figure out like, okay, I was blocking from the middle. My goal was just to get there because my lateral speed wasn't there. But now that I'm on the right side or the outside and I'm there, I now actually have to focus on blocking you guys and actually trying to get there and pressing over. Especially with y'all, like especially you, what, 6'4", 6'5" with a 40-inch vertical. It's difficult to compete. It is for sure true.
So like, I'm going back to the position because it's just a crazy transition there. Out of the 4 positions, libero, outside setter, and middle, which one would you say was your favorite? Which one would you say was the easiest, and which one would you say was the difficult?
I feel like the most difficult was setter, because even though I played it for 4 years of high school, it really like, it's still making me use my IQ now. Like when I see, oh, why did the setter make this decision instead of that decision, even though it didn't work, I can use that like, what's the name? I can use, what's the word? I can use my volleyball IQ to see, oh, what would I do in that position if I was them, and not put so much of the blame on them, because I know their perspective. I know how it feels, especially if you mess up a set. It can bring your confidence down. It also makes you distracted, all that. So I feel like setter was the most difficult. Libero, it was so much fun. I'm not gonna lie, because the hits, they weren't even that strong at the time, especially at such a low level. So just getting the ball high up in the sky, that was probably my favorite part. And then I would say, I'm gonna still say outside's my favorite. I still love outside. Highlights are just my favorite. But it would probably go from outside, libero, setter, middle. Middle is at the bottom. Middle's at the bottom.
You know, like middle? I was watching one of his clips as a middle, and he was dominating. So I think you should go back to middle. But Justin, I'd like to thank you for coming to our first episode of Highlighters.
Thank you for the invite.
And anything you want to say, shout out to the family or just the team?
I want to say shout out to the team. They've been helping me out a lot, especially since my switch from JV to varsity. I feel like AJ especially has been helping me out, making sure I stay on the court, all that. And I just want to say thank you for the invite.
All right. Thank you, Justin. Thank you for watching Highlighter. I'm your co-host, AJ Tafuga, aka the Big Goose. We got our mans behind the cameras, JD, Jackson, and big man Daniel.
Hey, how's it going, Highlighters? It's me, it's Jackson, and just letting you know, at the end of the edit, you heard us say first episode a few times, and that's because we had some scheduling issues with Lionel that we thought were going to prevent us from shooting on day one, and this was day one. We did 2 shoots, and Lionel actually ended up being able to make it, but we'd already shot this one, but we told Lionel he'd be our first episode, so this is our second episode of The Highlighter. And if you want to watch more Highlighter sports, make sure to follow us here on Spotify or YouTube, wherever you're at. And we're going to be coming to Apple Podcasts soon, wherever else you can find podcasts. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, listening, you name it. And we'll see you later. Take care.